Good morning, everyone. This is Jackie. I am the broker here at Red Reichman Realty. I hope that you are having a wonderful Tuesday. I hope that your Monday was not as bad. Everybody hates Mondays. We don't. Monday was fantastic. So, today we're going to have a most fabulous Tuesday, and the rest of the week will even be better. So make sure that you are poised to have a great week. Don't start hating it because it was Monday yesterday. Today's going to make it even better. You're going to be great. Today I'm giving some tips on things you can do to upgrade your home after you've purchased a home, and a few ideas regarding what you can do to refi after your purchase. So, one of the first things I'll let you know is depending on the type of loan that you got when you purchased that house, conventional FHA, VA, cash purchase, partial investment, gifts, you need to first of all, double check with the mortgage banker that assisted you getting the approval for the loan to find out if there were any restrictions on refinancing and the time frame. They're usually the first person or the first line of defense that I would go to just to double check, do I have any restrictions on my loan? Because sometimes, depending on the type of loan that you got, the bank restricts you from refinancing for the first 12, 15, 24 months, or you're allowed to do a refi but not a full refi or a full 100% refi. You're probably just a partial. So double check with the mortgage banker first to see if there are any restrictions, and if they are, find out which ones they are, and then you can move from there. The second step, if you are able to refi to do renovations on the house itself, go ahead and be moderate with your renovations. If you're going to refi to do moderations on the house or remodeling the house, make sure that you double check with what's happening in your neighborhood. If you make your house the way you want it because you plan on living there for a good 5 to 7 years, that's great. But if you're trying to do the remodeling and then it's going to be a little bit excessive as opposed to the comparable homes in the area, you may not get the price that you're looking for if you plan on selling that house later on. So when you're remodeling with the thought in mind that if you're going to resell, do not put a part of your kidney, a portion of your lungs, and one section of your heart in there, and then believe that the next person who's going to buy it is going to buy it because they know that your heart, your kidney, and your lungs are in there. They're not going to do it. If you love your home and you want to remodel it because you know you're going to be there for a period of time. For the other remodeling that you want to do, if you know you're going to be reinvesting the money into another property and you're going to be renting this out or selling the property, then you go ahead and you put all the things that are required to make your house have an extra value to it. There are some things that will be considered value and some things that will be considered cosmetic. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful which ones we're putting in if we're going to move out, and which ones we're going to put in as long as you're going to stay there for a while, to make sure that you enjoy the fruits of your labor. For kitchens, I always believe that that's one of the first things that you should remodel or, go over a second time, making it more perfect. We are always doing something in the kitchen. It's usually one of the rooms that everybody is always in. You need to eat. So kitchens are usually one of the first places I would always suggest, and I usually do. If you're going to remodel, start with the kitchen. Go ahead, do the whole resurfacing of the countertops. You can get the granite countertops if you wish. Open the kitchen up if you have a particular home and the kitchen is not as open, but you have the space to open it. Take the time, get the contractor, take out that wall. See how it works. It's easier to expand on your kitchen if you make the space to expand it and you have the space. An open kitchen usually sells so much better. Nobody likes a cramped kitchen, and it's difficult to move around, and it's difficult to upgrade appliances if the kitchen is very small and just have the usual standard spaces for the appliances. So go ahead, if you have the space to expand that kitchen and to make those cupboards wood cupboards, or you surface them to be wood cupboards, that would even be great. I always believe in a grand kitchen. I do. You can never have enough cupboard space in a kitchen. Pantry space, you can never have enough. Make sure that you've got excellent surface tops. It does help. Granite countertops are perfect. They're usually one of my favorites because they're sturdy, they're durable, and they're very easy to clean. And another tip that I would like to give to my homeowners who usually they overlook this. Never overlook a ceiling fan. I think ceiling fans are so easy to install. I've done them myself, but if you've never done so, I think that you should go to Home Depot or Ace Hardware Store or Lowe's, because usually on the weekends or in the middle of the week, they have schedules of how they would help you take a few classes. They have little courses and they can help you. Plus, you can also get a handyman or someone in the neighborhood that you know does these installments who are licensed to do these things. If you already have the setup in the ceiling for the ceiling fans and there's an older model that's there, redo the ceiling fans. They also save on energy because you don't always have to have the air conditioning powering to cool the entire house. Ceiling fans are also very, very sturdy and beautiful to keep the house cool. When I say sturdy, I'm talking about electrical wise, keeping the house cool. You can always go and find different models that will match to the decor in your house if you have a tropical type of look, or if you have just a modern or a standard, or you want to have a beach look. Shop around, see what you can find. But I always believe that investing in ceiling fans will also assist in your energy bills. So that's one of my tips for that. If you want to do remodeling, take a look at the kitchen. Start with that one first before you go anywhere else, because people, it doesn't matter what happens when you have people over to your house, they're going into the kitchen. Everyone wants to be comfortable. There's always food cooking. Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming, birthdays are always happening. So I believe in a well done kitchen and I believe in space. So for the tips, go ahead, check out the ceiling fans. Go ahead, check out what it takes to get the refi done. If you've just purchased your house and you're not quite sure if there are restrictions, go ahead and double check with your mortgage banker. Make sure that they give you the information and actually give it to you in writing so you know exactly where you stand if you're not quite sure. A second opinion is always great to have. If you're going for a licensed contractor, a handyman, an electrician that's going to do installations for you, make sure that you get a second opinion. Shop around, make sure you get recommendations, ask your neighbors if they've used anyone and that they had great service from them. It's good for that as well. I go ahead and just walk around. Your neighborhood is a great place to find good recommendations for people who've actually used handymen, licensed electricians, licensed plumbers. They usually have a better idea of, oh, hey, I've used this guy, I've never had a problem. When it comes to painting walls and hanging stuff on the wall, getting a lot of anchors and screws for the wall, one of my recommendations is, if you've been in a house that's already been occupied and you've noticed that there were a lot of screws that are left in the wall, or a lot of anchors, you know, the tiny little ones, the dowels, maybe the wood ones or the plastic ones that are left there, if they're difficult to pull out, because sometimes when you're pulling them out they take out some of the wall with it. So one of the tips that I remembered I've been using for many years, that was taught to me by a homeowner who was also a licensed repairman. He said to me, go ahead, take a small screwdriver, or a flathead screwdriver, not the one that is a star that we call a Phillips. Take a flathead screwdriver and a hammer, or something that is not going to be hitting too hard but has a little bit of weight, and just tap the dowel in a little bit further into the wall, and then you can go ahead, put some spackle over it and smooth it out. That way you don't have to pull it out, and you don't have to have that hole that you have to fill. And sometimes when you try to hang something, it goes straight through the hole again. So one of the things is to just go ahead, tap it in, smooth it out with some putty or some spackling, sand it out, and you can just move ahead with that. Some of those things are the easier ways to do it, other than walking around trying to fill all these holes, and then they become a bit of a hassle later on. So those are a few of the tips. I'll have more tips for you this coming week, and I'll have a few more questions answered for you. But again, for the refi, please, it's best to double check with the mortgage banker and see what it is that you can do. And when you get to that point where you actually can refi, get a licensed appraiser to get you the value of the house, the proper value, before you decide to go ahead and refi, so that you can see the number right in front of you that you will actually get if your house has equity. If your house has equity, that means it has increased in value and has surpassed the amount that you've purchased the house for, so you have some little bit of leeway to take that money. Now, if you don't have enough to cover the closing costs at the time of refi to give you a little bit of balance to go ahead and do what you need to do, then give yourself a little bit more time. You must see the number to make sure you know what you're working with. Because if you're just going to refi because you got something to take out and then most of it is done or taken away at closing because you have to pay all those other costs at the end of closing for refi and you don't have a lot left, then it really defeats the purpose. So be careful when you're doing that. Get a licensed appraiser. It will usually be at a cost to you, the appraisal. So go ahead. I know they range between $299 sometimes to $400 for the appraisal, but it is worth it because you will know what it is that you're working with. Okay? Happy birthday to those who are having a birthday today. And for those who had birthdays yesterday and you did not hear, happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary to those who are having their wedding anniversary, celebrating their wedding anniversaries today. Wonderful. We're so proud of you. Stick it out. You know it's tough. Sometimes you have to give and take. And happy homeowner day to those who have their keys today. We're so proud of you. Continue to go ahead on your journey to becoming real estate investors. And for those who have not yet become real estate investors, we are waiting for you. You know where to find us. 9415 Sunset Drive, Suite 143. We are waiting for you. We're on the right side of the building when you enter the complex. Please log on to our website, www.redreichmanrealty.com. The red is spelled with an H, R-H-E-D. And go through our IDX for the search for the buyers who are looking for a property, or if you're just interested to see what's going on in the area around you, you can do the search on your own. It is set up very user-friendly. You will have fun with it, and it is wonderful that you can take that control to do that. So go right ahead, do the searches, tell me what you think. Always send me a comment in the comment box. I would love to hear what you have to say. Always send me your questions. I am loving the questions. I know you want answers, and you know I love the questions. You could also send me an email to Jackie@redreichmanrealty.com. I answer all the emails that you send. Any comments you have, send me any questions or concerns, please let me know. And I will double check and get more information on all the tips that I've been asked to go ahead and review when I am on the live segment. Thank you so much for always joining me in the mornings. I love it. I love the love, and I love the I Love Red campaign and all this, the love and sharing that you've been doing. Please continue. Like our video, share our video, like our website, share it. Let everybody know what is happening. Stop holding me to yourself. Share me. I share the love. Please send me out there. I would love to have everyone else being a part of this in the morning. So have a wonderful Tuesday. Make it a productive day, and we will see you tomorrow.